it's Mike, and in this pit stop I want to talk about Blimplementing. Yeah, I did say Blimplementing. Now, for you guys who've not come across that, it's a cross between blueprinting out of your strategy and implementing at the same time. As always, I try and give credit where credit's due. On this occasion, a big credit and a shout out to a guy called Brad Martineau over at 6th Division in Arizona, Phoenix. It's a phrase I coined off Brad, and the way Brad describes it is people who get confused with building digital marketing campaigns, they usually sort of get an idea, yeah, I want to do a birthday campaign or a lead generation campaign or a customer survey campaign, and then they jump straight into the software and start building it. So you end up blueprinting and implementing, doing your blueprinting, your strategy and your implementation at the same time. And ultimately, it goes on to talk about how you always get confused, how you can. It's not the right way. You're going to miss something. Doing it on the fly is not the right way. And there's a better way. So big shout out to Brad Martineau at 6th Division. All the credit goes to him for this sort of content and post. But I just wanted to take it for the English market and just sort of put it in some of the cases that I've seen implemented, both be a disastrous sort of failure, waste a lot of time, cost money, but also the better way and alternative of doing the strategy and then the implementation as two separate pieces. So some of the areas that I've seen it happen is, specifically software providers, and I'm not just talking Infusionsoft here, a lot of software providers where they've got digital marketing, they sort of get you into the content and they say, hey, jump straight in and build a campaign. And it's rare, if any time, do I actually see it, where they actually say, before you use our software, follow these step-by-step instructions to get better value out of it. Now, whether a lot of them don't care, whether they're not aware of this, or they just don't believe in it, and there's viewpoints along that all the way. I know that the software providers who are watching this video will say, yeah, we've got a help centre and we have onboarding to do that, and that's absolutely fine. I'm not being too critical. I'm just trying to point out that if you're a software provider or you're a customer of a software provider and you're jumping into that tool and you are building live, then I'm telling you, you're going to be costing you a lot of money. Your campaigns are not going to be as successful, and usually it's going to take you twice as long or cost you twice as much to get the same result. Or you could speed up that time and get a better return on investment by doing it right. So what you want to be avoiding is opening, the campaign builder or the strategy or the ads platform, whether you're on Facebook, and just working on the fly. Because you're not thinking about it, you're not thinking about your audience, you're not thinking about what they really want. You've not a chance to sort of take a step back off the whiteboard or your flip chart and really sort of drill down to what's actually required. So the disastresses are, longer campaign build times, more cost, poor results. Incorrect campaigns is the worst thing. Sending them out with the incorrect links in or no links at all. So somebody gets an email or a social ad with the wrong link in it, it doesn't work, especially if you're using paid traffic, then paid search and social. You can imagine paying to send something to your post or your link if it doesn't work, especially if it's an order form at the bottom of the funnel. So it can be really costly in both time and money, and usually you miss the message or you miss some fundamental part. So as always, what I try and do is not just be sort of make you aware of some of these sort of pitfalls that you could potentially be facing. Let's actually give you some actionable strategies to sort of put it right. So we get asked a lot, Mike, how do we avoid Blimplementing? How do we get past that? Well, first and foremost, what I would say is there's lots of software tools out there that can help you draw out your funnels. You can use things like Lucid Charts. There's a buddy of mine over in the States called Jacob Michaelis, and he has a product called funnelflows.com. And by the way, I'm not an affiliate. I'm a user of his product, but I'm not an affiliate. But if you head over to funnelflows.com and check that out, Jacob's product's awesome, and he actually helps you to map out on a drag and drop builder all your traffic sources, all your landing pages. And so what you do is you use a tool like that, but even before that stage, get your goal out. What do I want this funnel or this digital marketing campaign to do? Do I want it to convert? Do I want it to ring my sales team? Do I want them to download a document, watch a video, sign up for a webinar, provide us some information? Get your goal right, what wants to be done. And then just jumping back into what Brad Martineau at 6 Division does with his campaigns, and it's pretty cool. We really like that sort of product. Is he has a straightforward path that if they enter the funnel and they go all the way through the middle to that desired goal, what does that look like? But he also has what he calls exits. So if they don't take that action, how are you going to exit them out? So you've got to think about what we call the left door. How are you going to do you stop them there? Do you get a salesperson to call or a customer service person to call? Do you start them in another campaign? But obviously if they do take the right action, what are the detours that they would take? Because again, what Brad talks about there is not necessarily somebody entering your funnel, opening the email immediately, clicking through, downloading it and taking the goal to the call to action at the end. It's very rare. They will usually stop in what he calls detours. And again, this is not me stealing the 6 Division stuff, so if there's any people jumping up and down now saying this is a Brad Martineau 6 Division thing, it absolutely is, and I'm giving full credit. And I highly recommend that, certainly if you're an Infusionsoft user, Active Campaign and people like that, go check them out. 6thdivision.com, SIXTH division.com. I would highly recommend you buy the Academy product, and again, I'm not an affiliate for that, so I'm just trying to use this as a framework that we've used in our business. It's been really helpful, and ultimately giving credit where credit's due for Brad and his team over at 6 Division. So 6thdivision.com is if you want to go and check that out. So ultimately, get your process, whether they enter the funnel or the campaign, all the way through to the end, and what do you want them to do? And break that down, because just because you want them to make a call to your sales team, you've got to break that down into stages. So let me give you an example for a car salesman. If you said to any car salesman, what do you want to do today? He's going to say, my goal is to sell a car, and rightly so. But that's broken down into numerous stages. So the first thing for him to sell a car, he needs to make a call. And that call is to connect that call, and then he needs to qualify that customer or that prospect. Then he needs to appoint them to the showroom. These are all stages. Once he's got them to the showroom, he then maybe needs to part exchange and appraise that car and get a value to see if that's acceptable. Maybe he needs to further qualify them and then do a demo and a test drive in the car. Once he's done that, maybe he needs to apply for finance. Once he's got finance approval, then he maybe has to structure the deal. Then he's got the deal. Then and only then is he in a position to say, would you sign my order? So you can see how a car salesman's goal of I want to sell a car is broken down into make the call, get them to the showroom, appraise the part exchange, do a test drive, structure the deal, negotiate, underwrite this, get them underwritten on finance, and then present the order form. So get that broken down in stages. But also, if at any stage they're stuck and the part exchange is not the right value, then where do you exit them? How do you follow them up? How do you start them somewhere else? And then what happens if they don't show? How do you then follow them up to say, hey, you didn't show for your appointment? Think about those detours that Brad talks about. So straight through to the goal, the exits if they stop at any point, and the detours if you have to get them back on track. So get that worked out. You draw it on a whiteboard, draw it on a flip chart. And then ultimately, something that we do use is what we call the 30,000 foot, the 10,000 foot and the 1,000 foot strategy. And people will use different analogies for this, and that's fine, that's just what we use. So your 30,000 foot is the framework of it. The 10,000 foot is what type of collateral. Is it a landing page? Is it an email? Is it a video? Is it a checklist that you need to do? Then the 1,000 foot is the actual graphic design and the copy of that, putting it all together. So I hope you found that valuable. Why you shouldn't implement elongated campaigns, costly in time and money, and usually errors strewn in digital campaigns and social campaigns. And then the rectification is take a step back, draw it out on a whiteboard, draw it out on a flip chart, work out your entry point and your goal to the end, and each stage broke down like I gave you in the car salesman example. Work out where they could get stuck and what you would do at each stage. Would you start them in an education campaign? Would you get a sales or customer service person to call them? And if they do go through, but you need to take a detour around, like we talk at Brad at 6 Division, then ultimately, what do you need to do in those detours to get them back on track? So hopefully that's going to help you to blueprint and then implement a lot more accurately. You know, whilst the extra time it will take you to work it out, believe you me, you'll get your campaigns a lot faster, a lot quicker, and ultimately they should work and achieve more common goals. So if you've got any questions on funnel building and how not to implement or how to better strategize and then implement, you can always shoot us a message at #TheOpenMic or #GrowthEngine on Twitter, and our team or myself will get those answered for you. We answer them all personally, so shoot us a message at #TheOpenMic or #GrowthEngine. And as always, if you want to get in the game with funnels, go do the hustle, go make it happen, and I'll catch up with you on another pit stop real soon.